So I want to tell you one of my favorite stories about the power of body language. And this all started on the bright and sunny morning of September 26, 1960. And a young man was getting ready for the most important day of his life. But he had no idea that it would all come down to his body language. That man was John F. Kennedy. And September 26, 1960 was the first US televised presidential debate. So it was the first time in US history where we had our presidential candidates debate on television. Now, this was a really interesting time in our history because not everyone had a television yet. So a part of the population watched the debate on television, and a part of the population listened to the debate on the radio. So it was this really interesting time to see, would there be a difference? So a little bit of background on this interesting debate. Nixon had injured his knee on the campaign trail. So he had been in the hospital for about 2 weeks before the debate. He'd lost weight, he wasn't feeling well. You can actually see in the debate, he's kind of favoring one knee. Kennedy, on the other hand, was tan, he was young, he had been prepping with his aides all weekend. He was real relaxed for the debate. So the debate comes. Everyone who watched the debate was sure that Kennedy won. And everyone who listened to the debate was sure that Nixon won. It was the first time in US history where a presidential debate caused a huge discrepancy in the votes and what people thought happened. So this is incredible, right? That you think that how could everyone listen? They heard something totally different than what the people in the televised audience heard, which is really what they saw. Now, that ended up costing Nixon the election. John F. Kennedy won, and in Nixon's memoir, he said that he believed it was that debate, his body language in that debate, that cost him the election. That body language.
Later as well, that Kennedy did pull quite a sneaky trick. Didn't he say in front of Nixon, "I don't need makeup"? So Nixon said, "Oh, in that case, I better not wear makeup either." And Kennedy snuck off and got his face done. Yeah. That came out later.
He knows some good political gossip.
No, I mean, it was mean. So Nixon went on as well, not feeling well, exactly as you said, but with no makeup, whereas Kennedy had snuck off to his makeup lady.
And some of the accounts say that even they had Nixon put on this cakey, very thick, and he was sweating.
Yes, he was.
So he was profusely sweating, and he was dabbing at his...
It looked like he was lying.
It looked like he was lying the whole time. So yeah, the makeup, he was, I think, on some painkillers from his knee. Yeah. I mean, he had the cards stacked against him that day, and it affected him. And half of at the voter polls, they asked the voters, what influenced this decision? And half of them said it was the first televised presidential debate that influenced their decision. So I think that this means that body language is incredibly important because there wasn't another presidential televised debate for 16 years. That's how powerful this debate was. Nixon refused to do it again, and Lyndon B. Johnson was like, no way. I'm not going on television and doing that. So it took 16 years for someone to get brave enough for them to get coaches to be able to feel like they could actually go on and show the right body language. So that's how powerful our nonverbal behavior can be.